Nick doesn't care where it is.
Nick a treat.
Nick doesn't care how old it is.
Nick or treat.
Nick doesn't care what size it is. Just make sure you answer it.
Nick or treat.
If Nick calls you this Halloween, over 2,500 phones will ring. So get an entry form at participating McDonald's or send a postcard with your name, address, age, and of course phone number to Nick or Treat Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 4974, Orlando, Florida 32802. If we call and you answer,
Nick or treat.
you win a glow-in-the-dark Nick t-shirt, $5 in gift certificates to McDonald's, and a package of Amazing Fruit gummy bears. Halloween week, we'll separate the winners
Nick or treat.
from the losers.
Jones residence.
Practice any way you want.
Nick or treat. Nick or treat.
Dress any way you want.
Nick or treat.
Sit any way you want. Just make sure you answer.
Nick or treat.
Nick or Treat is brought to you by McDonald's and Amazing Fruit Gummy Bears.
And the place where only kids win.
Nickelodeon!
Oh, rope burn, rope burn, rope burn. Hi, how are you? Hunch person here. Live at Nick or Treat with Alan from Ypsilanti, Michigan. Alan, you ready to play with us?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Take a look at the neighbor. Whoa, that scared me. Okay, take a look. We got 6 houses, monsters, and some prizes and others. You got 40 seconds. Where to first?
5.
5. Okay, let's go. Go down. Hump it down the street. Go down. Take a right. Watch the ghost. Then take a right. Hang it right there, and then press the doorbell.
Ah, Real Monsters home video by Sony Wonder is yours.
All right, where to next?
3.
3. Okay, a state of shock. Go all the way down the street. I kind of had a hunch you'd go for that one. I'm killing myself. Okay, watch the press the doorbell.
Prizes. What would I be doing with prizes?
Oh, where to next?
1.
1. Cough in. Cough in. It's right to the left. Come on, Alan. Come on, Alan. Drag your feet down there. Come on. Come on. What? Alan, you didn't get the lesson, but you got the monster home video. All Real Monsters. Are you excited?
Yes.
Hey, thanks a lot for playing with us. What's the only network where only kids win?
Nickelodeon.
We got to get that fixed.
Nick or Treat is brought to you by McDonald's McWorld and Cool Tools by Play School.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a phone we can use?
Help yourself.
Don't worry. We'll get out of here in no time.
Should we knock?
He said help yourself, so after you.
What a creepy place.
You can say that again.
I don't know. I think it's kind of neat. I just wish it wasn't so cold in here. How'd that happen?
I'm not so sure. I just wish we could find a phone. Great! Now maybe we can get that tire fixed. Hello? 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 I know I heard this thing ring. Hello? No problem.
Something tells me we should leave now.
I think you're right. Ah, this is just great. First there's a door that won't open, then there's a phone that rings and nobody's on the other end. There's gotta be another way out of this place. Everybody, think. I got it!
Mark, are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. This is one strange place. Oh, what's in here?
Where are we?
I don't know, but we gotta get out of here.
You're right. We've got to find a door out of this place.
Well, why don't we ask him?
Oh. Excuse me. Can you help us?
Whoa!
How did you do that? It was great. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Hey, mister, wait for us. Come back. Oh, mister, you dropped your handkerchief. Oh,
Neat. This place is like a bad dream.
I wish something really spooky would happen.
Friends, come on! God, the table was really strange, wasn't it? First of all, nobody wished for anything else, okay? I'm gonna get us out of here. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find us a phone. I found one. This is great, this is great. Operator, please be there. Hello, operator, listen, you gotta help me. I'm in big trouble.
Do you feel better now?
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah.
So do I.
Hi. Elvira here, finding great horror movies for the Coors Light Flick or Treat giveaway. Coors! Huh? We're giving away 50,000 videos, like the giant Gila monster, the wasp woman, or the brain that wouldn't die. Don't just stand there. Look for me this Halloween in a shocking display of specially marked Coors packages with film clips inside that tell you if you won. The Coors Light Flick or Treat giveaway. It'll be a scream.
Taco Bell presents Nacho and Dog.
Nacho, is your costume on yet?
Okay, I'm ready.
Finally.
Ta-da!
Ooh, what are you supposed to be?
I'm a bean burrito!
Now when you buy a Taco Bell Kids meal, you can get a Goosebumps toy. Get the Rapping Mummy, the Skullmobile, or more. But beware, you're in for a scare. You can collect all 4 Goosebumps toys at Taco Bell.
Oh, how cute, a bean burrito. And what are you?
Taco Bell!
Fetch that food, dog!
Whoa, man. It is so weird delivering pizza in this neighborhood. I mean, that wasn't even a dog. That was a guy in a dog outfit. Hi, Nick or Treat here, pizza dude here with Kyle from Kewanee, Illinois. Kyle, you ready to play?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look at the neighborhood. Watch out for the bags. Take a look at the neighborhood. There you go. You got 6 houses. You got prizes and some monsters in the other. 40 seconds. Where to first?
3.
3. Cool. Okay. A state of shock. Come on, man. Don't meander. You got to get down there as fast as you can. Take a left. Press the doorbell. Ah, Real Monsters video game is yours. Cool. Okay, where to next?
5.
5. Okay, you're on a roll. Come on. All right, you got to go down here. The second house, you got to hang a Ralph. Okay, Ralph is there. Good. Press the doorbell.
Prizes. What would I be doing with prizes?
There's more. Where to next?
2.
2. Bad Manor. It's on the left, okay? Second house on the left. Come on, you got to go down there and hang a Louie. Come on. Turn quick. Get there. 3, 2, 1. Press it. You know you didn't get that last one, but you got Monster Video Game, Cal. Cool, all right? Hey, would you like a slice of, what kind of pizza? Ah! We'll be right back.
Nick or Treat is brought to you by McDonald's McWorld and Cool Tools by Play School.
I know there's no such thing as ghosts, so there has to be a logical explanation for all of this. Hey, knock it off. I thought I told you to knock it off. Here. Somebody's coming! Quick! Hide! What'd you do? wish for anything, but I wish we could find Mark.
Sherry.
Come on. I hope he's here.
Well, I don't see Mark.
Look, this is getting really weird.
Listen, I'm tired of this. Let's just sit down. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, just be quiet.
Not bad, huh?
Mark?
It's me. Say hello to my new friend, world-famous magician Lance Burton. He's the one who's been having all the fun with us around here.
Magic. Magicians. You mean this is all a trick?
I must admit, I was a little scared myself.
The fireplace?
It's a trick.
I know a magic trick. If I had a deck of cards, I'd show you.
Well... Please do.
Thanks. Okay, now I'm gonna shuffle these up real good. Okay, now pick a card. Okay, now show it to everybody.
Okay.
Okay, put it back in the deck. Anywhere. Okay. This your card? No.
Lance, can I ask you a question?
This your card? No, that's not it either.
Let me get this straight. The fireplace, the piano, the door.
It's all a trick.
But what about when Mark changed into a skeleton?
You mean the old skeleton in the phone booth trick?
Yeah.
Take a look.
The 3 spades. Yeah. That's my card.
It's just a trick.
Mark Summers' Mystery Magical Tour will return in a moment.
Now you can get McDonald's Happy Meal pails for
Halloween!
There's a pumpkin pail, a witch, and a ghost that glows in the dark. You can get a different one each week until
Halloween! Ooh.
Dunkin' Donuts is proud to announce we've created a monster. Introducing a haunting collection of minis for Halloween.
They're alive! Alive!
Minis are a fraction the size of our regular donuts, but they have the power to attract very interesting guests to your Halloween parties.
More sprinkles!
Back! Oh, hi! Lurleen Cheatwood cooking up some Halloween goodies here. Would you care for some tater snots? Oops! Oh, I'm on the phone here with Laura from Newport, North Carolina. Laura, you ready to play?
Yeah.
Take a look at the neighborhood. All right, we've got houses with monsters in some prizes and others. Got 40 seconds. Where to first?
4.
4. Okay, go all the way down the street. Oh, you've got to run down there. I'm biting my nails. I'm so excited here. Okay, go down to the Dark Chateau. See what you got. Press the doorbell. Go.
You got yourself a Sega Genesis 32XN video game.
Oh, that's wonderful. Where to next? Where to? 2. Okay, bad manner. Go. Down a little left. Okay, let's see what you get. Oh, I'm out of breath myself. Press the doorbell.
You just won Cool Tools by Play School.
Where to next? 6. Okay, that's Rottenacres right on the right. We gotta race that clock. Oh, there go my nails. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Oh, what you got? Sega, you got Cool Tools. We'll be back. Congratulations, we'll be back with more Nick or Treat right after 2 minutes. 30 minutes, maybe. Bye.
Nick or Treat is brought to you by McDonald's McWorld and Cool Tools by Play School.
You're watching Nickelodeon. Now back to Mark Summers' Mystery Magical Tour.
Wow, the tire's fixed. How'd that happen?
It's all a trick.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Just ran out of gas. Is there a phone in there I can use?
Help yourself.
Swamis go for meditation.
Vampires need to bite.
But if you're hooked on classic TV,
You need Nick at Night.
It's very, very scary.
Don't come any closer, do you hear me?
Very, very scary.
Going somewhere, lady?
Very, very scary.
All that's missing now is Vincent Price.
Thank you. You are most charming.
The night before Halloween, Nick at Night presents 4 episodes of classic thrills, classic chills, classic TV. Nick at Night is very, very scary. Tonight, starting at 10, 9 Central, only on Nick at Night.
Hey, Mom,
Young man, why aren't you in bed?
I lost something. Did you take something out of this box?
No, I didn't.
Hey, Dad, did you take something out of this box?
No, I didn't, and you march yourself right back up to bed, young man.
Yes, sir. Now, what do you suppose happened to that dumb old pet snake of mine?
Things kids will think of to keep from going to bed.
Here is a typical scene from an early episode of The Munsters.
Herman, are you ready?
Yes, it looks like we're in for some well-crafted comedy with one of television's weirdest families. But wait a second. Let's use Nick at Night's classic TV rewind to look at this again. On repeat viewing, you can see someone walking through the set, completely shattering the realism the director was striving to achieve. Classic TV rewinds, a second look at shows that are always worth a second look. On Nick at Night.
Hello, kiddies. Crypt Keeper here, master of ceremonies at Universal Studios, all new Halloween Horror Nights. With new haunted houses to die for, you'll make some new fiends, play a starring role in a killer show, and lots more.
Don't miss the last 2 weekends of terror. Florida residents save. Advance tickets just $22 at Ticketmaster with a 2-liter Pepsi label.
Party with me at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. You'll dig it.
Come to the haunted house spectacular.
And 21st from 10 to 6 p.m. And goblins who are planning to attend. Who dare to enter the Paso Civic Center? And $1 for your kid is all you'll pay to enter. Come on.
There you are, Mr. Bowers. Our deposit check for $1,000.
All righty. And here's your receipt, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, thank you. Well, Mitchell, we have bought ourselves a piece of income property.
Oh, you didn't buy that property, gentlemen. You stole it.
You really think so?
Believe me, if the little old lady that owns that property didn't need the money, you wouldn't have gotten it for anywhere near the price.
That's the one thing that kind of bothers me about it, taking advantage of a little old lady.
Oh, well, now, Mr. Mitchell, it's not as though she didn't want to sell.
Why, of course not, Mitchell. If we hadn't come along, somebody else might have offered her even less.
Well, maybe you're right.
Well, it's been a real pleasure doing business with you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Bowers. Come along, Mitchell.
Hello? Well, I finally sold that broken-down old house for you, Mother.
I still don't understand how you were able to get that house on Southgate Road so cheap.
Well, honey, the little old lady needed the money.
I don't know. Remember the used car you bought from that other little old lady a few years back?
Take it from me, Alice. I can guarantee that this house has never had a head-on collision or had its speedometer turned back.
Oh, Mr. Wilson, Sergeant Mooney would like to see you.
Well, Sergeant Mooney, what a pleasant surprise.
Hi, Sergeant.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell?
You want me, Mooney?
George, your car is blocking a driveway.
It is? But that's my driveway, Mooney.
That's what I told him, Mr. Wilson.
That doesn't make any difference, George. The law says that no vehicle can be parked on the street in such a manner as to deny access to a private driveway.
But it's my driveway, you fathead.
And this is my book of tickets, you walrus.
Why, I'll go move it. Why aren't you out chasing real criminals?
Because I've got other things to do, and I won't be bothering you for a while.
Well, good. What is it?
Wouldn't you like to know?
No, I wouldn't.
All right, I'll tell you. Hey, you know that old haunted house over on Southgate Road? Some fast-talking real estate agent sold it to a couple of unsuspecting boobs as income property. Can you imagine that? Income property? You couldn't pay someone to live in that place. Sergeant Mooney, it might interest you to know that Mr. Wilson and I are the two unsuspecting boobs. Oh, no. Oh, Wilson, you're not the one that...
And for your information, Mooney, it was an excellent buy. Right, Mitchell?
I hope so.
Haunted house. How ridiculous can you get?
Do you mean it has real ghosts?
Well, I'd like to have $1 for every report we've had about eerie lights and sounds coming out of the place at night. That's why they want me to keep an eye on the place.
Sergeant Mooney, don't tell me you believe in ghosts.
Oh, of course not, Mrs. Mitchell. But you just try to change people's minds when they get a screwball notion in their head.
Oh, dear. Who'd want to live in a house with a reputation like that?
Keepers, I would.
Now, don't you worry. We'll find somebody.
Oh, of course you will, George. Maybe there's a ghost somewhere with money that needs a larger place.
Now, just a minute. That deal we made wasn't really legal anyway.
No, the house was misrepresented to us.
Right. Come along, Mitchell. You too, Mooney. We're not going to be bamboozled by any real estate sharpie.
Wow, wait till Tommy hears I own half of a haunted house. Oh, Tommy!
And another thing, young man. Did you ask Junior here if the house was haunted?
Oh, no, but,
Or did Junior say the house was not haunted?
Well, no, of course he didn't, but...
Well, then what's all the argument about?
That's telling him, Mother.
Jim!
Yeah? Mrs. Bowers, your son completely misrepresented that old house of yours, and you know it. Furthermore, we want our money back.
150 against nothing. I really blitzed you that time, son, didn't I?
The fact remains we wouldn't have bought the house if we'd known the circumstances, Mrs. Bowers.
Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. Business is business. And there's nothing in this deposit receipt Junior gave you that gives any guarantee against ghosts. Is there now, Sergeant?
Looks that way, all right.
Wait a minute. Whose side are you on anyway, Mooney?
The law side, George, and I'm afraid you haven't got a chubby leg to stand on.
Oh, come on, Mitchell. Let's get out of here.
Well, Mr. Wilson, what do we do now?
There's only one thing to do, Mitchell. Prove that ridiculous story about the house being haunted is so much hogwash.
Now you're talking.
And a fat lot of help you were, Mooney.
Oh, now, just a minute, George. Didn't I keep that sweet, innocent little old lady from beating you up?
For great Halloween fun, pick up some spooky decorations at Walgreens. Just $7.99 each. Scary sound-activated Halloween figures, battery-operated pirate skull, witches, skeletons, and more. Stock up on Halloween candy, too. Walgreens has a wide selection of treats and goodies of all kinds. And it's time to order your holiday photo greeting cards. Put your favorite photo on any of 6 beautiful designs. All orders include a free marker pen. Treat yourself to savings this week at Walgreens.
Peanut butter!
They're after a peanut butter crunch!
Horrifying, isn't it? With all peanut butter flavor, you'll always come back for more. Nothing but peanut butter taste in each bite. And it's part of a balanced breakfast. It's to die for. It's the crunch that screams peanut butter.
you doing, baby? This is Radar the Bat live on Nick or Treat, and I'm on the phone right now with Nick from Orange City, Florida. Nick, how you doing, baby?
Great.
Good. Okay, you ready to play this game? Whoa, watch the back there. Take a look at the overhead. We got 5 houses, 6 houses. We got monsters in some and prizes in the other. 40 seconds. Where to first? 4. 4. Okay, come on. You got to fly down the street. Come on. Flap your bat wings down there. Come on. Go down to Dark Chateau. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Pass it inside. Right now. Press the doorbell. Good.
The Real Monsters home video by Sony Wonder is yours.
Where to next? 2. 2. Okay, come on. That's over on the left. That bank over here left. Yeah, all right, now. Turn in here. Good. Now, press the doorbell. Ready? Go. Yeah.
You got yourself a Sega Genesis 32X and video game.
Woo, howdy. Where to next? Wait. 4. Okay, you got to go fast. Come on. 4. 3. Come on, keep on going. Dark Chateau. Go. Okay. Wow. Hey, Nick, you did really well, baby. You did like the Monster Home Video and Sega Genesis game. All right, what's the place where only kids win? Yeah. We will be back soon.
Nick or Treat is brought to you by McDonald's McWorld and Cool Tools by Play School.
Welcome to our haunted house.
Oh, haunted house. Don't even joke about it, Mitchell. Oh. Well, I know we agreed before that the furniture is pretty run down. Everything looks sort of drab. But you know, the first thing we should do, Mitchell, is repair this staircase. Oh, yes. Yeah, put a new banister here. Oh, good grief.
Dennis, what are you and Tommy doing over here?
We came over to help you find the ghost. We climbed in through a basement window.
What are you doing with those Halloween masks?
If we run into a ghost, we figure we'll scare him first.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. All right, Mitchell. Let's get back to what we were discussing. I think we should get rid of all this old furniture, put on some bright new paper, and paint the whole place.
Well, frankly, Mr. Wilson, I'm more interested in getting rid of these haunted house stories.
Jeepers, Dad. Maybe they don't want anybody living here.
They? Who's they, Dennis?
The ghost.
Boy, spirits are nothing but a figment of the imagination.
Sure, Mr. Wilson. Come on, Tommy. Let's go look for a ghost. Okay, Dennis.
The yard's not in too bad shape, Mr. Wilson, with your green thumb.
Oh, you really think so? I don't know. A lot of work, Mitchell. Oh, yes, Mitchell?
Yes, what?
Well, you just tapped me on the shoulder.
I just what?
Oh, now, Mitchell, this is no time to be playing games.
Mr. Wilson, I tell you, I didn't.
Well, I distinctly felt a tap on my shoulder.
No ghost in there.
I'm gonna go take a look in the kitchen a minute.
Oh.
Come on, Mr. Wilson. Let's go look for secret passages.
There are no secret passages, I assure you, Dennis.
I'm not Dennis, I'm Tommy.
I'll take a look around outside.
Oh, all right, Mitchell. I think I'll join you, Mitchell, if you don't mind. Oh, Dennis, don't ever do that.
You forgot
It's not raining.
It might.
Oh, well, thank you.
Hey, Dennis, look at the swell dust. Keepers, is it ever? Gee, Dennis, you think ghosts can read? Sure they can, Tommy. Yeah, that should scare some mean old ghosts all right. And how? Even scares me, and I help make it. Come on, Tommy. Let's go see if there's anything scary upstairs. Boy, look at this bed with a ceiling over it. That must be there because the roof leaks. Heck, there are no ghosts around here either. Maybe they only walk around after it gets dark. Sure are lucky. When I try to do that, Mom catches me and sends me back to bed. No ghosts under there. You know, Dennis, I bet you this old house isn't really haunted at all. That's okay, Tommy. Then Dad and Mr. Wilson won't have any trouble renting it. What was that, Dennis? Are you a ghost?
I am a ghost.
What are you doing here?
Minding my own business. Go home, little boy.
That's a swell idea, Dennis. Come on, let's go. Ghosts can't hurt you, Tommy. All they can do is scare you. Well, what are we waiting for? I'm scared already. Why can't we see you, Mr. Ghost?
I am visible only at night.
Listen, Mr. Ghost, you gotta move away. My dad and Mr. Wilson own this house now.
Ooh, that's a laugh.
Are you the only ghost living here?
Who's living?
I'm going home, Dennis. How'd you become a ghost in the first place, Mr. Ghost?
By asking too many questions.
That did it. Mr. Ghost? Mr. Ghost? He must have hung up, Tommy. Hey, Tommy! Where are
Dennis! Oh, Tommy, have you seen Dennis?
you? Hey, Dad, guess what? We've been talking to a ghost.
Is that so?
Yeah, he even said he was a ghost.
Well, at least he's honest about it.
Hey, Mr. Wilson, you want to go upstairs and talk to a ghost?
Oh, no, thank you, Dennis.
I think we'd better get going before it starts to rain.
But what about the ghost?
Well, I think he'll keep until our next visit.
Okay. You seem kind of cranky anyway. Hey, Tommy!
My son who talks to ghosts.
Nothing quite like a child's imagination, right, Mitchell? Oh, wait a minute, my hat. Mitchell, wait for me!
And the ghost kept going, ooh, trying to scare us, Herman. Nah, Dennis. It was more like, ooh.
Alice.
Oh, I was listening to your son telling ghost stories.
He's becoming quite a raconteur of the supernatural, isn't he?
Well, I am not amused. That child's imagination is so fired up, he actually believes he talked to a ghost this afternoon.
Well, honey, it's only natural that a child of his age.
Well, he's never done it before.
Well, his father's never owned half a haunted house either. Oh, incidentally, Mr. Wilson and I are sleeping over at the house tonight.
Oh, dear, must you?
Now, isn't that funny? Mr. Wilson asked the same question.
I figure it's the only way we'll ever find out what's causing those wild tales about the house.
Well, now let's see. You will need a blanket, some sheets, some towels, soap,
Honey, hold on. All we're taking over is a sleeping bag, a thermos, a flashlight, and some candles. That's all.
All right. Well, what time does the ghost hunt start? At the stroke of 12?
No, we thought we'd sneak over about 10 after you-know-who is sound asleep.
And that's not all, Herman. If we don't figure out a way to make that ghost move away, my dad and Mr. Wilson are gonna lose all their money. My mom says my dad loses all his money at the races. Well, maybe you could scare him. People don't scare ghosts, Herman. Ghosts scare people. Hey, wait a minute, Tommy. Remember that movie, The Spirit's Revenge? Boy, do I. I had another swell nightmare about it. Just the other night. Well, remember how the good ghosts got together and scared away the bad ghosts so we'd go haunt someplace else? See, Smarty. So what? Where are you gonna get the good ghosts? We'll be our own ghosts, Tommy. All we have to do is put on those sheets we used last Halloween. Not me, Dennis. I got a sheet. Jeepers, Tommy. Ghosts can't hurt you. You know it, and I know it. But does that old ghost know it? Jeepers, Tommy, I never thought you'd be chicken. He didn't even sound like a very mean ghost. My sheet's even clean. You're too little, Herman. But I'm not chicken. Who's chicken? You're chicken. All right, I'll go, Dennis. But I won't like it. I'll give you a dime if I can go too, Dennis. Herman, I already told you. A dime? A whole dime. I never met a ghost before. All right, Herman, it's a deal. Hot dog. I bet my sheet's whiter than yours. We got new wash. I'll go soak your head. Now listen, fellas. This is what us good ghosts gotta do tonight.
I may be stranded, but at least I got my Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity! A ghost! Only a Fruity Pebbles can set my spirit free!
My Fruity Pebbles? Okay.
Frighteningly fruity flavors! Thanks, Fred.
Bonnie!
Boo.
Yeah!
Bon appetit.
Post Fruity Pebbles cereal, part of this complete breakfast.
You
asked for it.
And now...
Chucky's back.
Peekaboo!
No, don't get out of the car. Don't get out of the car.
I watched half the movie like this. Bad boy.
More Chuck for the buck.
Child's Play 2, rated R. Starts Friday, November 9th at theaters everywhere.
I love classics, so does she.
We're both crazy about good TV. We have so much in common. We're crazy about Nick at Night.
unearthly sound. Relax, Mr. Wilson. You're letting your nerves get the best of you. Mitchell. What
is it now, Mr. Wilson?
You're snoring.
Mr. Wilson, I have never snored in my life.
Mitchell, I distinctly heard a snore. What is it? Mitchell, something's coming down the front walk.
Let's get out of these bags.
Yes. Mitchell, I'm stuck. Zipper. Quick.
Wait a minute. We can throw that over his head when he comes in.
Oh, that's a great idea. I just hope it's a he or a she and not an it. Now, Mitchell!
Who is it? Sergeant Mooney.
Who? Mooney?
George Wilson, what in Sam Hill are you doing here? We're having afternoon tea.
What are you doing here?
Investigating a report that some strange lights are coming out of this place.
With our flashlights, we're trying to track down these ghost stories.
And so far, all we've tracked down is one nosy policeman.
No, you're just wasting your time. These stories are simply started by someone in that stag.
Well, I don't know, Mooney. There must be some good reason for them.
Oh, come now, George. Don't tell me you're beginning to believe in ghosts.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Of course not. That's one of the ghosts we don't believe in.
Come on.
There must be some logical explanation.
Could be the wind blowing through the eaves of the house. Of course, that's what it is.
Sergeant, where's your gun?
Oh, he hasn't worn it since he shot himself in the foot last year.
I suggest you look upstairs, Sergeant. Me? Why me?
Well, you're a policeman, aren't you?
That doesn't give me any authority over ghosts. Then I think we all better look around. I'll take the upstairs. Sergeant, you look down here, and Mr. Wilson, you go to the basement, okay? Let's draw a straw, see who goes first, huh? Sounds like it's coming from the basement.
Mitchell, the basement's around there.
After me. After me.
Who's after you, man? Who?
Policeman lady.
Good heavens! Oh, they're coming!
Save me.
Stop in the name of the law!
Hi, Sergeant Mooney. Hi, Sergeant Mooney.
Dennis, is that you?
Hi, Dad. Hi, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, good grief. You mean they really aren't ghosts?
I am. You're not either, Herman.
Well, what do you know? Just a minute. Who are you? Me? What? Well, my good man, I,
Mitchell, it's our ghost.
Ghost? Well, I am a man of many accomplishments. A gentleman of leisure, you might say, who has been residing in the basement of this charming edifice for the past several years.
Mitchell, we found our ghost.
And now, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I believe that's the 1222.
1222 what?
The 1222 freight going south. Because of a touch of sinus condition, contracted in your damp basement, together with these constant interruptions,
I have decided to winter in Florida. Adieu, gentlemen. And may you show a little more consideration to your next tenant.
What? There's something under the bed. I heard something. There's nothing under the bed. I heard something. See, look. It's just Fluffy. He got scared by a dumb cat. I wasn't scared. I told you there was nothing under the bed.
Hey, I'm no numbskull, so call me at 1-900-909-2233, and you'll hear the funniest monster jokes like, what's a vampire's favorite sport? Basketball. Or the one about the ghoul who missed her mummy. You'll also find out how to get these scary street signs featuring my friends Dracula, Wolfman, and Frankenstein. It costs $2.45 for a 2-minute message, so ask your mom or dad if it's okay before you call 1-900-909-2233. I'm dying to make you laugh.
This has been a Screen Gems film production from the Hollywood studios of Columbia Pictures.
Why is Rob Petrie smiling when he's supposed to be upset? Let's find out with Nick at Night's Classic TV Rewind. In this scene from The Dick Van Dyke Show, Rob recognizes a song he composed playing on the radio, so he calls up the radio station. But how does he know the correct number? Shouldn't he have looked up the number before he dialed it?
Right.
So that's why he's smiling. Classic TV Rewinds, a second look at shows that are always worth a second look on Nick at Night.
New television programs getting you down?
Then say hello to your favorite shows. Just tune in to Nick at Night.
Hello out there from TV land.
Nanu, Nanu. Shazbat.
End of summer blues got you down? Well, you're in luck, because here comes the Chuck.
No, you're dead. We killed you.
Wrong again, wimp! Chucky's back, and this time, he's looking for a new recruit.
Just think, Chucky's gonna be a bro.
Child's Play 3, rated R, starts tomorrow at theaters everywhere.
Pretty funny movie, huh?
What are you, a nut? This is scary.
Scary? This isn't scary. If you want horror, you gotta go with the classics. Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman.
Ooh.
Spooky, huh?
Oh, they're cool. I could send one to my mother.
You'd mail these? These are special editions. You're really starting to freak me out.
It's
special edition stamps now at the post office. Some stamps you just can't lick.
So this is where you grew up?
Yep, I was born and raised in this house.
Yeah, I could tell from its cute little pug chimney.
You really interested in buying it, Mr. Bickley?
Maybe yes, maybe no. Why is your old man trying to dump it?
My father is trying to sell it, Mr. Bickley. He and Grandma on the road all year with the orchestra is just standing here empty.
Sounds solid. Yep. Does this place have indoor plumbing?
Of course, this place has indoor plumbing.
A smart buyer learns to ask the tough questions.
It's a terrific house. Just look at it. And we're even fixing it up a little bit.
That wallpaper looks new.
It is. Mm-hmm. Mark just put it up this morning.
Didn't know the boy was handy.
You know, it's funny. Somehow this room looks different to me. Mark, are you here?
Here I am.
Why did you wallpaper the door?
Well, I didn't want to stop. I was on a roll. What do you think, Bick?
It's worthy of a photo layout in House Bazaar.
Mr. Bickley, I promise, by the time we're done, this house will be as good as new, and you'll be able to enjoy it just as much as my family did.
Bick, what do you want a house for?
I yearn for digs to call my own. Let's be honest. An apartment is for wild young people, but a house, on the other hand,
for wild old people.
Miss McConnell, I just might be interested in this place.
Oh.
Mindy, that's wonderful. One day on the market already, you got a sucker. I guess that makes you the suckee, huh?
We'll see about that. How old is this house, anyway?
Well, it's been in my family for about 80 years, but it's been renovated a couple times.
80 years, huh? I would imagine the original owner must have paid, $2,000 or $3,000 for it.
Yeah, probably.
Tell you what, because I know you, I might even double that.
Mr. Bickley, this house means a lot to me. I was born here and my mother died here. I'm not even that sure I want to sell it.
I think I should see the other rooms before we dicker over moolah.
Listen, why don't you come back tomorrow when everything's more together and fixed up?
All right, I'll meet you here tomorrow night at 7. Call it impulse, call it serendipity, but I have a strong, nay, overpowering affinity for this joint.
That's great. Well, I have to get home, too. I'm making dinner for Jeannie tonight. Mork, you stay here and clean up.
Well, all right. I'll stay here and clean up. You go home and make dinner. She likes it when I talk rough to her. Whoa.
Mindy, if it bothers you that much to sell the house, why don't you take it off the market?
Well, my dad wants to sell it. I mean, I understand why, but it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
I think the hardest thing I ever had to do was to refuse a complete physical exam from the chief resident at the hospital. It was in his Corvette. I'm still picking fiberglass out of my clothes.
Oh, Jenny, why am I feeling like this? I mean, it's just a house.
Oh, it was your home, Mindy. There is a big difference between a house and a home.
Yeah, the house is bricks and wood siding, and a home is memories.
Yeah, where you lick cookies off the mixer blade.
Oh, yeah, you did that too?
Yeah, but I always had to keep my eye on Remo so he wouldn't turn the mixer on.
There are a lot of memories in my house. Getting a little sentimental here, right? After all, what is this? It's a business deal. We're out to unload some real estate. But I am putting in the deal that no one is allowed to sleep in my bedroom. What is it?
I think something's troubling him.
What, will you come out more? Tell me what's the matter?
Oh, nothing much. Just your house tried to attack me, that's all.
Come on, Mark, now really.
Oh, what do you mean, come on, really, Mindy? Mindy, I'm telling you the truth. Oh, I was at the house, and all of a sudden I was hanging wallpaper, and the wind blew me across the room. Then it got real cold, then it got real hot, and then...
A swarm of bees came in. Then a swarm of flies. Zip, 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 zip. And then I ran flamboyantly, screaming to the window. And it slammed shut. Then, this is the terrifying part. I was standing there, and the furniture started attacking me. Yes, a little ottoman and a little ottowoman, too. They were coming at me. And the armchair couldn't keep its hands to itself. This is the really bad part. A strange voice kept crying out, "Get out of here!" By the time it said here, I was here.
Have you been hitting the cream soda again?
You gotta believe me. You gotta believe me.
Believe you? What am I supposed to believe? That my house is haunted?
Oh, either that or I've lost my mind. Maybe you better call the police and ask them to look for a little gray squishy thing.
Look, he could be right. You know there are case histories of haunted houses?
It's a normal house. I lived there for 20 years. More. Tomorrow I'm going to take you over to the house in the light of day, and you can see for yourself that all those things are just a product of your overactive imagination.
Well, I have just one thing to say to that, Mindy.
What? Well, everything is fine. See? There's nothing to worry about. Mork, will you come in here, please?
Evil spirit, be gone! In the name of Joe Gergiola, Bowie Coon, and Dick Buckus, be gone!
Mork, you're perfectly safe. There's nothing to worry about. Now, don't you feel a little ridiculous in that getup?
Maybe I was going to wear it anyway, huh?
Now, I want you to take a look around. Do you see any flies? Do you see any bees?
No, but they were here last night.
Well, bugs get in sometimes.
Oh, yeah, big suckers like that. Well, how does that explain the furniture's moving? The bees underneath going...
Sometimes a truck goes by and it moves things.
You sure?
I'm positive.
How the mind can wreak havoc on one's sensibilities, thereby dulling judgment. Timothy Leary, 1978.
Look at this place. Everything is fine. I mean, even with the furniture covered like this, it still has a certain warmth. See this chair? My mother did the needlepoint on this entire chair.
Oh, that's beautiful. Did she crochet the stain, too?
And see these marks on the door? That was how tall I was each birthday from age 2 to 13.
Oh, we have the same thing on Orc, except they tattoo it in the back of our head.
No wonder I'm having such a hard time selling this place. There's a little bit of me and my family in every room.
Anyone would be lucky to own a house like that.
Oh, that's so nice. Thanks.
Get out of here.
Did you hear that?
Hope it was a truck.
Get out of here.
Mindy, I always believe that you must have followed the advice of the spirit world. Let's take a hike.
Wait a minute. It sounds like it's coming from that closet.
That's wonderful, Mindy. Let's talk about that over tea in Wyoming.
I'm not leaving. This is my house.
Well, good luck. Aim high.
Get out of here.
Count to 3 and open the door.
Right. 1, 2, 3. Wow. T. 3.
You didn't get out of here. That's not nice.
Excellent. What are you doing here?
Vacationing.
But this is my house.
Of course. You can't vacation in your own house. Be kind. She's riding on empty. Out of the water! Don't you see that fin?
I hate to burst your very tiny bubble, but this is not a resort. It's a private home, and that is a closet.
Closet?
The vacation is over, Exodore.
Over? But I thought checkout time wasn't until 12 o'clock. Out? Moi? All right, boys, let's go. This place is getting too commercial. Steinmetz, I don't care if it's not Labor Day. Your summer's over.
Well, I told you there'd be an explanation for all those strange things that were happening.
Well,
You know something, Mindy? Sometimes you're wise beyond your dimples.
Thanks. Let's take a look around and see if there's anything else we should do before the house is sold.
We better do it quickly. It's getting kind of chilly in here.
And now a TV Land weather bulletin. As usual, early patterns will be warm and mild with light pattern and sunny skies. Later tonight, TV Land will turn cold and dark with Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Look for some partly dead patches with a 30% chance of murder and an almost unbearable increase in suspense. This sinister pattern will persist night after night after night. Viewers, lock your windows, stay indoors, and watch Alfred Hitchcock Presents every night on Nick at Night.
Delicious. Very tasty.
They're here.
Who's here?
Ghosts. Our town Chocula cereal. It's haunted. Yummy marshmallow ghosts.
Scary bats and new spooky ghost marshmallows are haunting all the monster cereals. They're the ghostly part of this complete breakfast.
They're unstoppable! But we're gonna stop them anyway! Send in the Marines! We're the Space Marines. Drake, Ripley, 8-Bone, Bishop, and I'm Hicks, armed with the latest high-tech heavy metal.
Look out, Hicks! The Queen's gonna crown ya! My bug rocker's on a roll! Bull alien attacking! Eat torch, bug brain!
Alien invasion problem? Send in the Marines!
Aliens! Send in the Marines!
Space Marines! Aliens!
Guys, hey, wait, stay away from the fire hydrants, that's nasty. Use the bushes. Oh, how you doing? Joey the Werewolf here, live on Nick or Treat, and I'm on the phone right now with Stacy from Midway, PA. You ready to play this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Stacy. Let's see. Take a look at the neighborhood. Whoa. Woo, here we go. Now, we got 6 houses, got monsters in some, and got surprises in the other, got 40 seconds. What do you want to go to first, Stacy? 4, go! Come on, you gotta go to Dark Chateau. You gotta really put your toenails in and grind it down there. Come on, get up the steps, press the doorbell. I'm a real monster, so I don't have any prizes. Casey, where it is? 3. Just stay the shot. Go all the way down the street. You can see it way down there on the left. Come on, watch out for the bats there. Ooh. Okay, now, watch the dead end sign. Get up there and press the doorbell.
You got yourself a Sega Genesis 32X and video game.
Oh, all right. What do you want to go to next? 2. Bad man, you got to keep going fast. Down to the left. Come on, Stacy. Come on, baby. You can do it. Come on. Here we go. Try to get to the doorbell. Gosh darn it, you didn't get the last one, but you got a Sega Genesis game. Are you excited about that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, we'll be back with more Nick or Treat. And what's the only place, where's the place where only kids win?
Nickelodeon.
I think I got that right. No? Did I get it right? Yeah, I
Nick
did.
or Treat is brought to you by McDonald's McWorld and Cool Tools by Play School.
I just don't understand it. I mean, there's got to be a logical explanation for what we saw.
Oh, there is. Your house is haunted.
You know, if I were you, I wouldn't talk about this to anybody, because you could find yourself wearing a cute white little blazer with the sleeves that tie in the back.
Remo, I'm not imagining things. We saw it, didn't we, Mork? Mork?
Oh, there were ghosts in there! Hundreds of them!
Will you get up? Do you realize you're acting with less than total dignity? Oh. Now, I want you to be cool, like Jack Nicholson.
Damn straight, all right.
You gotta be fearless, like Charles Bronson.
Kill the women and children first.
Well, if you ask me, you've disturbed the spirit world.
Disturbed the spirit world? How?
Mindy, you're selling a house that's been in your family a very long time.
What a bag of bandini.
Sometimes there are things in the cosmos that must go unexplained.
Mindy, I don't want to upset you, But after Mork told us what went on in your house, well, I did a little research. And I found this old book in the library. Colorado Legends.
Oh, intriguing.
That's just bunk.
You recognize this?
Yeah, that looks like my house.
It is, in 1921. But it was known then as La Follette House.
La Follette is my mother's maiden name.
Well, this book says that two sisters built this home in 1894, Lucinda and Deirdre La Follette.
Lucinda and Deirdre, they must have been my great-great aunts or something.
Well, according to this, Lucinda was the older sister, and she wasn't so attractive. But she was madly in love with this handsome young silver miner named Harrison Monteith. But he was in love with the young and beautiful Deirdre. Then one night, they found Harrison's body. He'd been mysteriously poisoned, but no one could prove who did it. After that, the sisters boarded themselves up in the house, and they were never seen again until the day they died.
Oh, that's great. That happened in my house?
Yep.
Terrific.
It could be that Lucinda and Deirdre don't want their house sold.
Which reminds me, we are supposed to meet Mr. Bickley at the house at 7.
I'll tell you what, you tell this story to Mr. Bickley and you're going to scare the pants off of him.
No, I don't think so. I think Mr. Bickley will be amused by this quaint little anecdote as I was.
Well, we'll see you later.
Mindy! Mark! I'm here. Oh, yeah.
Well, he's not here, Min. Let's go.
You're acting like a child. Now, will you get in here and hold my hand?
They're still here, Min. I think I'm sensitive to those people that you can see through.
Well, everything looks all right.
I wonder what ghosts do when they're not busy scaring people. That's the last thing I would have dreamed of.
I was just testing the plumbing. You ready to show me the rest of the house?
Oh, Bick, you don't want to see it.
Mr. Bickley, there have been some strange things happening in this house. What would you say if we told you that it might be haunted?
I'd say you were trying to cool my interest because you had a better offer from an Arab.
Oh, no jive, Bick. I mean, this house should be moved to a padded neighborhood.
Hey, I don't go for all that hooey. I want this house. But not that much.
We're trapped!
Oh, Mindy, something terrible is happening to me.
Mark! Who's Mark? I'm Lucinda!
Mark, will you get out? We gotta get out of here!
You're not gonna sell this house! It's our home, isn't it, Deirdre? Whatever you say, Lucinda, you're old and you know more.
Are you possessed?
Nothing's gonna ever come between us again, is it, Deirdre? I don't know, Lucinda. If I wasn't so full of mischief, she wouldn't say that to me. Well, you are. That's why I tie you up. No, another intruder. Come on, Deirdre. I'll teach you how to make that tea that makes them cough up the pancreas. Come on, Deirdre.
Lovely hula hand. Lovely hula hand.
Oh, exit door! Thank God somebody normal is here!
It's all beginning to make sense now. You kicked me out so you could vacation in there yourself.
You gotta help us.
I don't have time. I'm late for the hooky-low. Just came by to pick up my necessaries.
But you can't go. Mark's in trouble. You can't just leave.
I follow the sun. I'm off to hang 12.
Look, we have a gentleman caller. He's a man. Let's waste it. How would you like some gator tea? Oh, hello. You're so beautiful. You look just like Harrison. Oh, how would you like to make a lonely ghost very happy?
Well, the vacation isn't a total loss. I just met 2 chicks. How'd you like to meet me down at the beach? Oh, sorry? Listen, we'll frolic in the tidal pools and let the hermit crabs have their way with us. Aloha. I'm off to the Ukilao.
I'm going with him, Lucinda. No, we'll both go. But what if we go? We'll never be able to return back here to Bell River. Come on, girl, let's party. Come on now.
They're gone, Mindy.
Oh, Mort, you're all right. Oh.
Wow. It's not easy having body guests.
Everything's all right now. I think they're gone. Look, the boards are off the window, and it's not cold in here anymore.
Oh, Mindy, you gotta get rid of this house. You gotta sell it, ditch it, burn it.
How can I? In spite of what's happened, it's my house. It's my past.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Remember I told you I was sensitive to those spirits? Well, we're not alone.
Oh, no, we're not.
There's another spirit in here.
Oh.
It's a gentle one, though. I think it wants to talk to you.
Oh, no.
I remember my little daughter playing peekaboo behind this chair after she'd made that caterpillar out of the egg carton.
Mom?
Remember that time you put your daddy's underwear on the puppy?
Mom, is that you? Mom, are you all right?
Oh, yes, dear. I'm fine.
There's so many things I want to ask, but I don't know where to start.
It's all right, darling. But I don't have much time, and there's something that I need to tell you. Do you remember that old teddy bear that you loved so much, and you hugged it till it was smooth, and the stuffing was coming out, and the eyes were gone, but you still didn't want to give it up?
Yeah, but I don't understand what this has to do with...
Well, dear, you finally outgrew it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with giving up things that you've outgrown. Goodbye, dear.
Do you have to go?
Yes. But don't worry, darling. Wherever you are, I'll always be with you.
I love you, Mom.
I mean, the spirit's gone.
Yes, she has. Oh, Mark, that was my mother.
Oh, Ming. What did she say to you?
She told me a story about my teddy bear. But I don't think she was talking about the bear as much as she was talking about this house. You know, Mark, it's really tough to let go of something you love. Especially when there are so many memories created here. But now I realize that the memories aren't living in this house or living in me. And they always will.
Well, maybe you and I can create some more memories to keep them company.
Blockbuster Bulletin.
Ghost in the house! Never fear, our new super weapons are here!
Each sold separately.
A ghost! Exocharger slam him! Miss! Another one! Fire Ectoblaster! Got him! He's back! Rubber-meter ready! Fire! Ah! What a monster! Ew, he slimed you!
Ectoblaster coming soon. New Grab-A-Meter and Ectocharger each sold separately. New from the real Ghostbusters.
Rent Halloween H2O tonight and go home happy. The face of good and the face of evil meet one last time in a fight to the finish. Halloween H2O, rated R restricted. Guaranteed to be there at Blockbuster Video.
More calling Orson. Come in, Orson. More calling Orson. Come in, Orson.
Lord!
Sir?
Why are you wearing that strange cranial covering?
Well, it's for protection, sir, but it's all explained in my report.
Do you have an interesting report this week?
Oh, indeed I do, oh portly one, and it's all in rhyme to make it fun. I went to fix up Mindy's house. I was quiet as a mouse when suddenly the house was shaking, and it wasn't San Andreas quaking. The room filled with flies and bees and scared me out of my BVDs. The voice told me, get out of here. I said, in fear, I ran to Mindy's willy-nilly. They all told me that I was silly. There's no such thing as ghosts, said she, and pried my arms around her knee. I swore her that there was a spirit and took her to the house to hear it. Then we got the explanation. It was my friend Exodore on vacation. I said he was a silly goose. Then all hell broke loose. La la la, said Mr. Bickley. A moment later he turned sickly. Then we found out why the house was cold. It was unwilling to be sold. What's the moral of this poem? That there's no place like your home.
Thank you, Lord. I liked your rhyme.
Thank you, sir. Nanu, until next time. Maybe we'll meet in a warmer clime. Get together and have...
Thank you, Mort. Next.
In this scene from Bewitched, Samantha wreaks magical vengeance on a snoopy private detective, causing his chandelier to come crashing down on his coffee table. But let's look at this scene again using Nick at Night's classic TV Rewind. On second viewing, it appears that the coffee table anticipates its destruction, splitting in half just before the chandelier makes contact. Is the coffee table psychic, or does it just have bad comic timing? Classic TV Rewinds, a second look at shows that are always worth a second look on Nick at Night.
A most chilling experience is waiting for you. You can make your next party a real scream with a Goosebumps ice cream cake for a limited time from your local TCBY treat shop. A taste so good you can send shivers down your friends' taste buds. TCBY Goosebumps ice cream cakes for a limited time. And for $5 you can get TCBY treats gift certificates and offers from Walden Books, Party City, and DreamWorks Interactive.
Wanna go psycho with me, Elvira? Here at the Bates Motel? Look for me wherever they sell mug root beer. And enter the Go Psycho with Elvira contest. You can be my guest at Universal Studios in Hollywood for a monstrous bash at the Bates Motel. Shower, anyone? This Halloween, go psycho with Elvira and win a party with mug root beer and me. I love my mug. I love it.
She was alone in the house with the children
Hello?
when the phone went dead.
Who is it?
A stranger stepped out of the dark, and a reign of terror begins.
He was inside the house with her.
He is out there somewhere. He will go after someone else.
I'm sorry, sir. There seems to be some problem.
Chill.
here, Jill. Where are you? We're all alone now, Jill.
Carol Kane, Charles Durning. When a stranger calls back. Nick at Night brand reruns of Alfred Hitchcock Presents are not new and improved.
Allow us to explain.
They're originals. Originals that thrill. Originals that kill. Originals that spill. Stories built to last by the master of suspense, shown in glorious black and white, with no interruptions and no baloney. So don't be fooled by imitations. Watch the original.
Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Every night on Nick at Night.
A haunted house. Wow, Kellogg's Mass. Scary how I love those sweet little puffs of wheat. A mirror? I'll shine some light on this mystery. There they are. Hey, what the... Oh my. And I want Smacks to be part of my complete breakfast.
But kids, you could help Big'em. Just connect the dots on the back of the box to see how he gets away. And for helping, a free Big'em flashlight with mail-in certificate.
I heard him yelling in the castle.
Fix me.
His name's Big Frank.
Fix me.
I said, I'm going to fix you. The talking monster, Big Frank.
I'll fix you, Big Frank. Monster Ball is fixed. How do you feel now, Frank?
It's always fun to fix him. A talking monster, Big Frank.
Thank you. Big Frank talks and his eyes light up. Batteries not included.
Good TV that's static free. Nick at Night is the place to be.
Hello out there from TV Land.
Swamp Thing rises again to crush evil Arcane's Monster Maker.
Help! Arcane has got me in his clutches. With my transducer, I can create an army of unmanned monsters.
Save me, Swamp Thing! Snap up, Swamp Thing rises to the rescue!
Can Swamp Thing save him? Yes!
Now for a taste of your own medicine. Gotcha!
Swamp Thing, Guardian of the Earth. New transducer, Snap Up Swamp Thing, Arcane and Bayou Jack.
Cement your reliance with your favorite appliance.
And watch your TV light ignite.
You and your close friend, Nick at Night.
It's very, very scary.
Don't come any closer, do you hear me?
Very, very scary.
Going somewhere, lady?
Very, very scary.
All that's missing now is Vincent Price.
Thank you. You're most charming.
The night before Halloween, Nick at Night presents 4 episodes of classic thrills, classic chills, classic TV. Nick at Night is very, very scary. Tonight, starting at 10, 9 Central, only on Nick at Night.
And now, tonight's Hitchcock tale, uncut, on Nick at Night.
Good evening, knights and ladies. I believe we have at last devised the perfect television show. These 2 gentlemen are its leading characters. They are a father and son team, defenders of the underdog. Each week they find a new maiden in distress, or a new dog, as the case may be, and thus we have a completely different story, yet retain the same magic ingredients. Being father and son not only gives them some excellent Freudian conflicts, but also enables them to gang up on a single opponent. Of course, the son furnishes the fire enthusiasm, while the father is the brains of the team. In each and every story, we have a dramatic courtroom scene. In the court of King Arthur, our heroes ride horseback for the benefit of Western fans, and for a little extra fun, I have quietly sharpened the lances, thus assuring us some excellent operating room scenes. I don't see how it can miss. Of course, Just as no rose is complete without thorns, so no television show is complete without the following.
And now, a word from another sponsor. But in just 30 seconds, watch tonight's Hitchcock Tale, uninterrupted, only on Nick at Night.
Check it out!
You guys do something? Come on, shut up, shut up.
You guys are so immature. Was that your sister? I'm not sure.
Get out of here!
Welcome to Mystery Mansion, where I've hidden $1 million for you to find. All you have to do is find the right clues. Perhaps my electronic organizer can help.
You found a clue.
Now, where could those precious millions be? Maybe in the study?
The money is not in the study.
Or maybe not. Ah, secret message. Well, you found the right clues, but you'll never find the money.
You found the money.
I'm rich!
Find your fortune in Mystery Mansion. It's just a game. Or is it?
Would you send the car around, please? Thank you. Eve! Eve! That kid has been in here again.
I'm sorry, Howard.
Look, if his mother can't control him, I won't have him in the house at all.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't Addie's fault.
You're always making excuses for her, aren't you? And Gilly. You know, he's a little nuisance.
Well, he doesn't have any friends of his own, and he can't stay with Addie all the time. She has her work to do.
I just can't stand having other people's children around. Of course, it would be different if we had one of our own.
Howard...
I know. You want Addie here, so I guess I'll have to put up with the boy. You know, Eve, Addie is a luxury. We already have 3 servants, and we don't really need a housekeeper.
Excuse me. Oh, has Gilly been in here again?
Yes, he's been in here again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Raiden. He's been with me in the kitchen all afternoon. He must have wandered off while I was counting the laundry.
Addie, you like working for us here, don't you? You get a good wage. Your boy's going to a very good school. You both have a home. All I ask is that you just keep him out of my study.
I'm sorry, Mr. Raiden. It won't happen again.
Yeah, please. Please see that it doesn't, huh?
Well, who's Mr. Lewis?
He's the baseball coach.
Oh?
He put Tommy Harris on third base and I pitched.
Uh-huh.
I got everybody out except John Casey.
Well, he's a big boy.
He's almost 12.
Of course he is.
If I do all right in practice tomorrow, I'll pitch against St. Martin's on Thursday.
Well, that's wonderful, Gilly.
Hey, Mom, you know what I got on my arithmetic test?
No, what?
I got 92.
Well, that makes me very proud.
Mom?
Hmm?
You know what?
What?
I like this room. It's so pretty.
Now, look, Gilly, you've got to be out of this room before Mr. Raiden gets home.
When is that?
Oh, in about an hour, I guess.
Okay, Mom.
Addie, will you come in the kitchen and help me with this silly animal? He just won't hold still for the liniment I'm supposed to put on him. Doesn't he know it's for his own good? Come on, Smidge, let's be brave about the whole thing.
Put that down. You're not even supposed to be in this room at all.
Mr. Raiden. Oh, Gilly.
Do you know what that clock was worth?
How could you do such a thing?
I didn't mean it. It slipped.
Eve? Eve?
I didn't mean to break the clock, Mrs. Raiden. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Gilly. It's all right.
Yes, it's perfectly all right, isn't it? You can do anything you like here, Gilly. Mrs. Raiden doesn't mind.
Howard, please. Gilly, you run along. I promise I'll pay for the clock, Mr. Raiden.
Not out of my money, you won't. I want you and your son out of here, Addie, for good.
You don't mean that.
I do mean it. I put up with this business for your sake, but this is the end of it.
Well, we'll keep Gilly at the school. You won't have to see so much of him.
I won't have to see him at all, and neither will you. I'll give you a month's salary, but I want you out of here on Saturday.
He means it this time. He really means it. I knew it wouldn't work. Things could have been so different. Gilly? Gilly?
I didn't mean to do it.
It's all right, Gilly. Sit down. I'll get you some cake and milk.
It was just so pretty, I wanted to touch it.
I know, Gilly.
Mr. Raiden's very angry with me, isn't he?
Sarah, I left Mr. Raiden's milk on the stove, ma'am.
Oh, fine.
Is he feeling any better?
No, he's gone to bed. I'll take it up to him.
Good night, Mrs. Raiden.
Good night, Sarah. Thank you. Okay, Smidge. Come on. Well, come on, Sid. Let's go. Nice one.
crying out to me.
Howard? Howard? Well, don't just stand there. Get a doctor. Call Dr. Borgman.
I'll call him.
Howard? He's not breathing.
There was nothing wrong with him.
I think he's dead. You always wanted this to happen. You've done this to my son. You've killed him.
And now, a word from another sponsor. But in just 30 seconds, watch tonight's Hitchcock tale, uninterrupted, only on Nick at Night.
Oh, hi. Elvira here, finding great horror movies for the Coors Light Flicker Treat giveaway. Coors! Huh? We're giving away 50,000 videos, like the giant Gila monster, the wasp woman, or the brain that wouldn't die. Don't just stand there. Look for me this Halloween in a shocking display of specially marked Coors packages with film clips inside that tell you if you won. The Coors Light Flicker Treat giveaway. It'll be a scream.
Taco Bell presents Nacho and Dog.
Nacho, is your costume on yet?
Okay, I'm ready.
Finally.
Ta-da!
Ooh, what are you supposed to be?
I'm a bean burrito!
Now when you buy a Taco Bell Kids meal, you can get a Goosebumps toy. Get the Rapping Mummy, the Skullmobile, or more. But beware, you're in for a scare. You can collect all 4 Goosebumps toys at Taco Bell.
Oh, how cute! A bean burrito. And what are you?
Taco Bell!
Fetch that food, dog!
How you doing? Joey the Werewolf here, live on Nick or Treat. You know, being a werewolf is not all what it's cracked up to be. Oh, sure, I love eating people, don't get me wrong, but the fleas. I am on the phone right now with Ryan from Edmond, Oklahoma. Ryan, you there?
Yeah.
You ready to play?
Yeah.
Okay, now take a look at the neighborhood. Watch out. Put it back. Watch those guys. Okay, we got monsters in some of these houses, and we got prizes in the other. You got 40 seconds. Where do you want to go to first?
4.
4. Okay, go. Come on, you got to run down there. Run. Go down there. A dark chateau all the way down the street. Watch out for the dead inside. Okay, now, press the doorbell.
Look like someone who would give you a prize.
Oh, okay, what do you go to next? 2. Bad manner. Okay, come on. Okay, let's put your toenails in the ground there. Scratch, get in there. Go, quick. Come on. Oh, press the doorbell. Oh,
no prizes here, but we're going to sit around and chew.
Quick, where to next? 6. Rotten acres, come on. 12, 11, come on, you gotta get there. Come on, here we go. Come on. Okay, come on, make it. You can make it. Go, Ryan.
The Real Monsters home video by Sony Wonder is yours.
All right, you won the Real Monsters home video, Ryan. Congratulations. Thanks for playing with us. And you know, we'll be back to play. Where's the place where only kids win?
Nickelodeon.
Yes. Oh!
Nick or Treat is brought to you by McDonald's McWorld and Cool Tools by Play School.
We now return to Alfred Hitchcock Presents on Nick at Night.
Mr. Malloy, I'm so glad you could come.
Well, I wanted to see you again, Mrs. Strain. I've just left Mrs. Raiden.
Oh, how is she?
She asked if you could bring her a change of clothes.
I can't bear to think of her in that awful place. Do you know if she's been sleeping? She's always had trouble sleeping. I can't believe that all this is happening. It's that woman's fault. That awful old woman.
What woman?
Mrs. Raiden.
You mean Howard Raiden's mother?
Yes. She hates Eve. She's always hated her. She hates Eve just because she married her son. That's why she accused Eve of killing him.
It's the state who made the accusation, Mrs. Strain. Now, it's my job to prove they're wrong, and you can help me do it.
I've told you everything I know.
Have you?
Well, what about that drunken gardener? He was terribly angry at Mr. Raiden when he fired him. It could have been him. Why didn't the police arrest him?
There wasn't any case against the gardener.
Well, there isn't any case against Eve.
Isn't there? They think there is. They say she bought the poison that caused Raiden's death. She gave him the milk that contained the poison. And worst of all, she might have had a motive.
It's not true.
Howard Raiden's mother says it is. She claims Eve wasn't much of a wife to her son.
She's a nasty, vicious old woman.
And she knows about
Jack Wentworth.
What does she know?
I don't know. What do you know?
Nothing.
Nothing? Well, the question is, will the jury believe her? Will they believe that Eve was an unfaithful wife?
Do you think they will?
I'm not a fortune teller, Mrs. Strain, but I've been studying the testimony at the preliminary hearing. As far as I'm concerned, they couldn't convict Jack the Ripper on the evidence they've got.
Do you mean that?
Well, they've only got one witness, an hysterical, possessive mother. She'll try and make Eve sound like a Jezebel. Maybe that's how the jury will see her at first. When I put Eve herself on the stand, that'll be a different story.
Then it'll be all right. They'll let her go.
I've been a criminal lawyer for 10 years, Mrs. Strain, and I've done pretty well. You know how? I never believed I was going to lose a case.
I do.
Mrs. Raven, you were living with your son and his wife at the time of his death.
I was.
Was your relationship with your daughter-in-law a friendly one?
We understood each other.
Would you describe your son's marriage as happy?
I would not.
Was there friction between them?
Howard did his best to hide it from me, but I knew the truth.
What truth?
That she'd married him for his money.
And what makes you say that?
She was wildly extravagant with my son's income. She spent over $20,000 a year on clothes alone.
Did he object to her spending so much?
Not at first. He was too infatuated. She took advantage of Howard. I tried to make him see the truth, but he wouldn't listen. A man has to learn those things for himself.
Would you say he finally did learn the truth about his wife?
Not all of it. He never knew the worst part. That she was a filthy little...
Objection, Your Honor. Prosecution is encouraging the witness to be abusive.
Mr. Halstead, please confine yourself to questions of fact.
Yes, Your Honor. Then, to your knowledge, your son knew nothing of the affair between his wife and Jack Wentworth.
Objection.
Well, I'll rephrase the question. Was your son aware that Eve Raden had been seeing Jack Wentworth?
He knew nothing about it. It was the one thing about her that I couldn't bear to tell him.
Did you ever see them together?
I did. It was on a Friday afternoon. I'd left the house that morning to go to a committee meeting of a charity organization to which I belonged. But I returned sooner than I expected, and sooner than my daughter-in-law expected.
You haven't told me anything about yourself.
Well, there's nothing much to tell. I'm married, I'm well, and I'm keeping busy.
Go ahead, tell me you're happy. Huh? Tell me what a great guy Howard is. Tell me how you never regretted marrying him. Not even for a minute. And then tell me you don't want to see me anymore.
But I do want to see you. There's no reason why I shouldn't.
Let's have lunch next week, huh?
I'd love to. Oh, hello, Mother. I thought you weren't going to be home until this evening.
Committee postponed the bazaar for a week. The chairman is ill.
Oh, this is Jack Wentworth, an old friend. This is Mrs. Raden, Howard's mother.
Are you an old friend of my son's, Mr. Wentworth?
Yes, I met him once. I think I better be running along.
You must come and have dinner with us sometime, Mr. Wentworth.
Yes, I'd like that. Look, Eve, I'll be at the plaza in case you want me for anything, huh? Say goodbye to Eddie for me, huh? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Mrs. Raden.
Then you actually saw them in each other's arms?
I heard them and I saw them.
You said nothing about this to your son?
I didn't like to carry tales. Besides, she would have denied it. She could make Howard believe anything.
Mrs. Raden, did your son and his wife quarrel on several occasions?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, there was a quarrel the day before his death, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. I was present at the time.
Would you please tell the court what happened?
Eve left the house early that morning on one of her frequent shopping trips. When she returned about 7 o'clock that evening, Howard and I were in the study.
I can't understand why Eve didn't tell me about these. She should have come to me.
I'm afraid she doesn't tell you everything, Howard.
Oh, Mother, please.
Hi. Oh, boy, these new shoes are killing me. What's the matter? You both look as if someone died. In the stock market again, huh?
Do you know what these are?
No idea.
Well, maybe you'd better take a look at them. A man came to my office today. He came to see me about you. He was from a collection agency. Seems you haven't paid these bills, so the store forwarded them to an agency for collection. It was very embarrassing.
Poor darling.
Eve, you owe $7,000.
Well, the price of hats has gone up.
Hats, furs, shoes, jewelry.
Howard, you sound like an elevator operator. Don't be so dull.
I don't think there's anything dull about $7,000.
I think it's the dullest thing I've heard all day.
Eve, you spent $7,000. And that's only in one store. We haven't heard from the others yet.
Well, tell them to wait. They take long enough with their deliveries. Let them wait for their money.
Eve, darling, you don't seem to understand. These bills are weeks overdue.
Howard gives you a good allowance. What do you do with it?
Spend it.
It's no use, Howard.
Oh, just a minute. Eve, Mother and I have been talking this over.
Oh? And what did Mother have to say?
She reminded me about your annuity, the money Gary left you.
Well, thank you, Mother. I might never have thought of that.
Eve, you cannot go on spending money this way. You know the condition of the stock market lately. Most of my shares are at rock bottom, and I just can't afford to sell until they go up.
Mother's always right, isn't she? All right, Howard. Punish me. Send me to bed without supper. I'm dieting anyway.
Eve, I'm not going to pay these bills. You'll have to pay them yourself.
You don't mean that.
I do mean it. After all, you have $10,000 of your own money. It's only fair that you should use that to pay these bills.
But, Howard, you always wanted me to look well. You always said I should buy nice clothes.
Within reason, darling. For heaven's sake. Within reason.
All right, darling. I'll go to the bank tomorrow. I just hate it when you're angry with me.
She never had any trouble fooling Howard. He was always very weak as far as she was concerned. Of course, she didn't go to the bank the next day. She never intended to.
Mrs. Raiden, have you ever seen this before?
Yes, I have.
It's a check made out for $10,000 to the order of Eve Raiden. Would you read the signature on this check?
It's signed Jack Wentworth.
Would you tell the court where you first saw this check?
It was in her room.
In your daughter-in-law's bedroom?
Yes. It was the day after Howard died. I went into her room after Eve had left the house. I thought I might find something from this man Wentworth. A letter, perhaps. I found the check. It was in a bureau drawer.
Mrs. Raiden, are we to understand that you found this check among your daughter-in-law's possessions?
Yes.
And you appropriated it without her permission?
I had to. I wanted to prove...
Very well, Mrs. Raiden. Mr. Malloy, was the defense aware of the manner in which this evidence was obtained?
We were, Your Honor.
And you wish to make no objection?
No, Your Honor. We believe the exhibit will be explained by the case for the defense. We're willing to accept it in evidence.
Very well, you may proceed, Mr. Halstead.
Mrs. Raiden, what did you think when you first saw this check?
I knew that no man would give that much money to a woman unless he was a great deal more than a friend.
And so you demanded the autopsy? The autopsy which proved your son was murdered.
Yes.
Mrs. Radin, you knew your son suffered from a very serious ulcer condition.
Yes, but I also knew that he took good care of himself.
Isn't it true that Mrs. Radin brought him a glass of warm milk each night before going to bed?
Yes, and that's how she did it. She put poison in the milk. She thought that we would believe that my son's illness was the cause of his death. But I knew better. I knew that she killed my son.
Just to keep you from becoming too engrossed in our story, the ground rules of television provide this cooling off period, after which we shall all be back.
Hello, kiddies. Crypt Keeper here, master of ceremonies at Universal Studios, all new Halloween Horror Nights. With new haunted houses to die for, you'll make some new fiends, play a starring role in a killer show, and lots more.
Don't miss the last 2 weekends of terror. Florida residents save. Advance tickets just $22 at Ticketmaster with a 2-liter Pepsi label.
Party with me at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. You'll dig it.
Come to the haunted house spectacular.
And 21st from 10 to 6 p.m. And goblins who are planning to attend. Who dare to enter the Paso Civic Center? And $1 for your kid is all you'll pay to enter. Come on.
Hello out there from TV Land, it's really great to see you. Get great TV pleasure from Nick at Night.
We now return to Alfred Hitchcock Presents on Nick at Night.
Welcome back to the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. We missed you. The second half of what really happened will begin after we cross this 1-minute moat.
And now, a word from another sponsor. But in just 30 seconds, watch tonight's Hitchcock tale, uninterrupted, only on Nick at Night.
Swamp Thing rises again to crush evil Arcane's monster maker.
Help! Arcane has got me in his clutches!
With my transducer, I can create an army of unmanned monsters.
Save me, Swamp Thing!
Snap up, Swamp Thing rises to the rescue!
Ah!
Can Swamp Thing save him? Yes!
Now for a taste of your own medicine. Gotcha!
Swamp Thing, Guardian of the Earth. New transducer, Snap Up Swamp Thing, Arcane and Bayou Jack, each sold separately.
You may proceed with your witness, Mr. Malloy.
Mrs. Radin, how long were you married to Howard Radin?
About 2 years.
You had been married before?
Yes, my first husband was killed in an auto crash about 7 years ago.
I see. What was your relationship with Jack Wentworth before your marriage to Howard Radin?
We were very good friends.
Was there, any romantic interest?
Yes. Before I met Howard.
Where were you living at that time?
I was sharing an apartment with Addie.
With Adelaide Strain, the woman who is now your housekeeper?
Yes, we were both widows.
She had a child, didn't she? A boy named Gilbert?
Yes.
So you married Howard Radin, and a year later, Adelaide Strain came to work for you as your housekeeper.
Well, Adelaide had been a wonderful friend to me. I was very happy when Howard said we could hire her.
The boy came with her?
Yes. Addie and I arranged for him to go to a school in the neighborhood.
A private school?
The Maynard School for Boys.
Now, what happened to Jack Wentworth after your marriage to Howard Radin?
He went to South America. He's a mining engineer.
And when did he return?
Just this January.
You heard Mrs. Radin's testimony about finding you and Jack Wentworth together. Was that the first time you saw him after his return?
Yes, that was the first time. But it wasn't the way she said.
You didn't embrace him.
But she made it sound all wrong. I didn't even know that Jack was in town or that he was coming to see me. It was a surprise Addie had arranged. We've got 5 years to catch up on. I want to hear all about it.
Well, you
Remember the company I told you about? The one working the mine up in the Andes?
Oh, yes, I remember.
Well, it took us almost a whole year to set up operations, but it paid off. We took millions of dollars of tin out of that mining. I'm rich.
You really deserve it, Jack.
Well, deserve it or not, I've got it.
Oh, it's just marvelous.
Thank you. Yeah, hand's a little heavier now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, on the way over here, I passed by a jewelry store and I saw a bracelet that I would have loved to have.
I have everything.
Everything. Well, you haven't told me anything about yourself.
Well, there isn't much to tell. I'm married and I'm well and I'm keeping busy.
You haven't said you were happy.
Didn't I?
I know. You're going to tell me you're happy. You're going to tell me what a great guy Howard is.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to tell me you've never regretted marrying Howard, not even for a minute. And then you're going to tell me you don't want to see me anymore.
No.
No? Let's have lunch next week, huh?
I don't think we should. Hello, Mother. I didn't think you were going to be home until this evening.
Oh, is that what you thought? Well, the committee have postponed the bazaar for a week. The chairman is ill.
This is Jack Wentworth. He's an old friend. This is Mrs. Raiden, Howard's mother.
Well, how do you do, Mrs. Raiden?
How do you do? Are you a friend of my son's, Mr. Wentworth?
Well, I met him once. I think I should be running along.
Why don't you come to dinner sometime? I'm sure my son would be only too pleased to see an old friend of Eve's.
Well, thank you. That would be very nice. Eve, if you want me, I'll be at the plaza.
I'll see you to the door.
No, please. Just say goodbye to Addie for me.
I will.
Goodbye, Eve.
Goodbye.
Pleasure, Mrs. Raiden.
I knew what Mrs. Raiden was thinking, but it wasn't true. I was happy to see Jack, but that was all.
Did you see Jack Wentworth after that?
Well, yes, but there was nothing secretive about it. We met a couple of times for lunch or a cocktail.
Mrs. Raiden, we've heard about a quarrel which took place the day before your husband's death. Do you recall that occasion?
Yes. We quarreled. But it didn't happen the way Mrs. Raiden said. It wasn't that way at all. Boy, these shoes are killing me.
Yes, it must be very tiring, all this shopping. Do you know what these are?
No.
Maybe you'd better take a look at them. A man came to my office this morning from a collection agency. You haven't paid these bills. How do you think I felt about that?
Oh, Howard, I'm sorry.
You owe $7,000, Eve. $7,000. And that's only from one store. We haven't heard from the others yet.
I never realized how much I was spending.
The stock market has been acting very badly lately. Most of my stuff is at rock bottom. I just can't afford to sell any shares.
Howard, you never discussed money with me. If you'd explained, I would have tried to economize.
Howard gives you a good allowance every month, but it never seems to be enough for you.
I don't know why it is. I'm always running short.
I know why. It's dear old Addie, isn't it? Do you think I don't know the money you spend on her every month? And I'm paying her more than she's worth.
And that school she sends our boy to. It's absurd. Sending him to an expensive private school.
But he has to go to the Maynard School. It's the only school close by. Besides, Addie does pay part of the tuition.
There was never any need for Addie around here in the first place.
But she's my friend.
And don't think she hasn't taken full advantage of it.
We pay her $500 a month, and what does she do for it?
Nothing, except arrange a few flowers.
I'm going to fire her.
No.
I'm going to fire her.
All right, Howard, what do you want me to do about the bills?
My mother and I have been talking this over. She thinks you ought to pay them yourself.
Seems only right to me.
But how?
Well, what about the annuity Gary left you?
But I don't think there's enough.
Well, it should be over $10,000. I want these bills paid. And I want them paid by the end of the week. You can go to the bank tomorrow and draw out the money.
All right, Howard. I'll go to the bank tomorrow. But I knew I couldn't go to the bank. There was really only one place I could turn.
Eve?
Oh, you look beautiful. Well, this is certainly a lucky break for me, seeing you again so soon.
You may not think it's so lucky when you hear the reason.
Oh? Oh, thank you. Daiquiri?
You remembered?
Daiquiri, please.
I'm in trouble, Jack. I've made a terrible mess of things.
Oh, how terrible.
You remember that annuity Gary left me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's all gone, every cent. I kept drawing on the capital.
You've been helping Addie with Gilly's school fees. I know, she told me.
Well, the fees are high, and he needs a lot of things. But I've been extravagant with myself. I can't help it. I just love clothes.
Hey, you, should have them.
I owe a lot. $7,000.
You know, 5 years ago, that was all the money in the world as far as I was concerned. Right now, it doesn't sound like so much, though.
Might as well be $1 million. Howard insists I pay it. See, he thinks I still have my own money.
Well, he can afford to pay it.
But he won't. He's furious with me. He even wants to get rid of Addie, and I don't know what she'd do about Gilly's schooling if he did.
I see. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, why don't we make it out for $10,000?
That's an awful lot of money.
No, but you may have some bills you've forgotten about. It's not as pretty as a diamond bracelet, but...
I'll pay you back. I promise I will.
You just promise me one thing. That you'll call me any time you're in trouble. Will you remember that?
That was how I got the check. I wasn't proud of myself for it, but I had nothing to be ashamed of either.
Mrs. Radin, was there anything illicit in your relationship with Jack Wentworth?
No, nothing.
Did you love your husband?
Yes.
Were you unfaithful to him in any way?
No, never.
Mrs. Radin, isn't it a fact that you brought your husband a glass of warm milk every evening?
Yes, I did.
Did you put poison in that glass of milk the night he died?
No, I didn't.
Are you sure?
I swear I didn't.
No further questions.
Your witness, Mr. Halstead.
Mrs. Reagan, you know your husband died of a lethal dose of aconitine.
Yes.
Tincture of aconitine is found in certain liniment preparations. It was contained in a product called K944, used in the treatment of skin ailments in animals. Are you familiar with this product?
Yes.
You own a dog, I believe.
Yes.
You recently purchased some of this K944, didn't you?
The vet recommended it.
However, the bottle you purchased was never found in the house. Do you know what became of it?
I can't imagine what happened to it.
But you know what happened to some of it, don't you? You used some of it to kill Howard Radin.
I didn't. I had no reason to kill Howard.
No reason. No reason at all.
Objection. Objection sustained. Please do not lead the witness, Mr. Halstead.
Mrs. Radin, what was the name of your first husband?
Gary Mitchell.
At the time you met him, he was an employee of Howard Radin, wasn't he?
Yes.
They didn't get along very well, did they? As a matter of fact, Howard Radin fired your first husband, didn't he?
I don't see what that has to do.
How old were you at the time of that first marriage?
17.
Ah. Only 17. And how long had you been married when Gary Mitchell was killed in that wreck?
4 months.
Naturally, that disturbed you very much.
Of course.
In fact, you had another reason to be unhappy, didn't you?
Yes. I was very unhappy, yes.
Not only because your husband had died, but because he had left you with a child. Isn't that true, Mrs. Radin? Here's a copy of the birth certificate. It proves that you gave birth to a child 6 months after the death of your first husband. Would you like to see it? So you were a widow at 17 with a baby you didn't really want.
I did want him. But I couldn't take care of him. I had to find work. I didn't know what to do.
Yes, it was hard, wasn't it? All that responsibility on someone young and all alone. You needed help. So you turned to the best friend you had. You let Adelaide Strain look after your child, and you went off to work as a fashion model.
I was only studying to be a model. I wasn't trained. I was making hardly any money at all. The hours were long, and Addie offered to take care of Gilly for me.
And when you started seeing Howard Raiden, you never told him about the baby.
I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Of course you couldn't. That would have spoiled everything, wouldn't it?
I meant to tell him someday.
But you never did. You were afraid he wouldn't marry you if he knew about the child, especially a child of Gary Mitchell's, a man he despised. So you let Adelaide Strain raise the boy as her own, until you could bring them both into your home.
I wanted my baby with me.
But Howard Raiden thought the boy was Adelaide Strain's, didn't he? And he told Mrs. Strain he didn't want her to work for you anymore. Isn't that what happened? Didn't he fire her?
Yes.
And if Adelaide Strain was forced to go, your son would have gone too?
Yes.
And that's why you had to kill your husband, wasn't it? That's the real reason.
I didn't kill him.
That's all, Mrs. Raiden.
It is now your duty to weigh these arguments and the testimony of the witnesses you've heard in order to determine whether the defendant is innocent or guilty of the charge of first-degree murder. In order to reach that decision, I remind you again that a conviction for the crime of murder requires evidence of both opportunity and motive. You must be convinced that the defendant, Eve Raiden, had adequate opportunity to commit the act which resulted in the death of her husband. And you must be satisfied that the prosecution has shown just cause for that crime to be committed. If you believe there is a reasonable doubt, then you must return a verdict of not guilty. If you believe that both opportunity and motive have been proved, it is your duty to find the defendant guilty as charged. The jury will now retire to consider their verdict.
Why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did I have to learn it from the prosecution?
I couldn't. Eve made me
You
promise.
knew the most important fact of all, and you kept your mouth shut. Do you know what you've done to our case? If I had known the truth, I could have fought back. Now it's too late. You've handed them the one thing they didn't have before, the motive.
But she didn't kill him. She didn't kill him.
There are 12 people in that jury room. Tell it to them. It'll be a miracle if they believe it now.
It's guarding the treasure.
What's this? Stop it!
You can't get away from it! It's from the pit! What do we It's from the pit! The caves eat from the pit. First one to the treasure wins, but watch out for it.
Whoa!
You can't get away, there ain't no way! You can't get away from me! From the pit!
I win!
Play it!
Not ears. Where we go? Could be more disgusting. How about some bubbling boils and green glop? Now I'm losing my lunch.
Monster Face, the gruesome monster head you make and remake into the most monstrous monsters imaginable.
It's alive!
Then you bring it to life.
Now for the test. It worked!
Monster Face comes with everything shown here.
If you're feeling bluesy and a little uptight, you could use a hit of TV Delight. Brought to you by Nick at Night.
How long has the jury been out?
That's about 6 hours now.
I shouldn't have listened to Eve. Should have told them about Gilly.
Oh, don't blame yourself. I'm sure you did what Eve wanted.
I never thought they'd find out. All these years, no one ever guessed. You don't blame her, Jack. She was trying to make a home for Gilly. She always intended telling Howard. But he proved so impossible.
No, I don't blame her, Eddie. I just feel so helpless. Hello? Oh, yes, Mr. Malloy. About what time did you say? Oh, fine. Thank you very much. Good night. Well, the jury is locked up for tonight. We won't know anything until tomorrow morning, if then.
They're going to convict her.
I don't know, Eddie. I just don't know. Look, why don't I stop by around 9 in the morning and we'll both go to court together? Good night, Eddie.
What's the matter?
Mr. Raiden. Mr. Raiden's after me.
Oh, no, Gilly. It's just a dream.
I was in his room. He came after me.
Shh, Gilly. Shh.
I couldn't move. My legs couldn't move.
No, Gilly. It was just a dream. Just an awful nightmare. Come on. You lie down and go to sleep now. There's nothing for you to be afraid of anymore.
Mom? 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 Mom?
Well, of course, I'll have to report this to the police. You understand that?
Yes, I know. Is she going to be all right, Doctor?
Well, luckily, the poison she took was a slow-acting one. Yes, she'll be all right.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much, Doctor.
Mr. Wentworth.
Oh, yes?
She left this note in her room. It's addressed to Mrs. Radin.
Oh, well, I'll take it. Oh, by the way, where is Gilly?
He's up in his room. I'll take very good care of him, sir.
Thank you.
My dearest Eve, it's not enough to say I'm sorry. Not when I've made you suffer so much. I really thought it would be all right. I kept hoping and praying all through the trial. 1,000 times I wanted to stand up and shout for them to stop, to tell them the truth, that I killed Howard. I did it for all of us. Please believe me. I just wanted us to be happy. You and me and Gilly, to be together always. I thought that they would blame Howard's death on his illness. And then they arrested you. And I knew that I hadn't solved anything. I'd only made things worse. You've always been so kind to me.
I know you will be kind now and forgive me for what I've done. Take care of your boy, Eve. He needs you so much. Well, Mr. Halstead?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
You'll agree then that the jury be dismissed?
By all means.
Then it's over?
It's over. Not for Mrs. Strain, I'm afraid.
Mr. Malloy, what's going to happen to Addie?
I don't know. I'll do everything I can to help her.
May I see my son now?
You're free to go whenever you wish, Mrs. Radin.
Come on, Eve. I'll take you home.
Would you mind dropping me off?
Not at all. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Your Honor.
Bye.
Bye.
Mr. Malloy, thank you so much.
Mr. Halstead, you seem a trifle disturbed.
Your Honor, that jury would have brought in a verdict of guilty. Wouldn't they?
That, Counselor, is something we'll never know.
You have now seen the whole of what really happened. We shall cross-examine you later. By the way, Mrs. Strain was subsequently tried and found guilty. She hoped for a suspended sentence, but unfortunately they suspended her. My two stalwart heroes are no longer partners. The split-up was entirely friendly, however. You see, this way they can represent both sides of a case. Defending the underdog is fine, but it's usually the upper dog who can pay the big fees. Next week, the Alfred Hitchcock Hour will bring you another story. Some previews of this will follow the following.
For big TV pleasure, oh may I say, it's a television treasure. Nick at Night is A-OK.